The Ozark Empire Fair is much more than Ferris wheels, corn dogs, and concerts. It actually serves as the district fair for Southwest Missouri FFAers, an opportunity to showcase all those lessons learned in the classroom. Let's go check them out. So, Mr. Pruitt, we are here at the Ozark Empire Fair grounds, sitting in front of the FFA building, and this is the district fair for Southwest Missouri. Take me through what that means.
Okay, so the district fair comprises of schools from basically Nevada to Lebanon and south. And there's about 75 FFA chapters in that area, and students are just able to bring all of their projects here for the district fair.
These projects and these lessons, they start during the school year back in the classroom, correct?
Correct. So a lot of times, taking it from mechanics, we start pretty much day one getting projects put together and ready to be built into the shop, with the ultimate goal of having them finished by the end of the school year and being able to exhibit them at the Ozark Empire Fair and the State Fair.
So now you mentioned that there's ag mechanics projects, and then inside we've got horticulture projects. What else?
We have horticulture and field crops inside. So horticulture comprises of flower arrangements to live plants such as flowers, hanging baskets, or planters for yards, and vegetables grown inside the garden. And then you have field crops, which are more food production, such as corn and soybeans, hay for animals, and all the way to seed production for growing crops in the future.
Let's talk about the learning component and why it's important for them to kind of reap the benefits and the rewards of competing here at this district fair.
Well, it's very similar to a job for an adult. Okay, so you get tasked with a project at work, and then you complete that project, and your boss comes in and says, "Good job, proud of what you did." So we start in the classroom by teaching these kids, depending on what class they're in, and we'll teach them horticulture. We'll teach them about plant science or mechanics, and then we learn all that all year long, and they get their project done and exhibited here and get a ribbon for it. Well, that ribbon represents that job well done, like we would get at a normal job. What we have is supervised agriculture experience programs, and they generate a lot of money in the communities for these students, and they're able to return a lot of that money back to the community, which is really awesome. And by them learning how to contribute to their community by going and buying, if we're doing animal projects, they're going to be at the feed store buying feed and all this kind of stuff. Well, the crops projects, they're going in and they're buying twine and seed and different things like that to make their project go. So we're not only teaching our kids valuable lessons in the classroom, but we're also teaching them how to be a part of a community.
So this is the district fair, and they have the opportunity to then go to the state fair, because we're just competing with those in Southwest Missouri, but they can take these projects beyond.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter how they do at the district fair. Any student that wants to exhibit at the state fair is eligible to do that. And different judges see things differently, so they may not get as high of a ribbon here as they would possibly at the state fair, or vice versa. I mean, they could get a really high ribbon here and then not do so well at the state fair, because the competition level in theory should be higher and better.
You mentioned that there's 3 areas of study here. One, field crops, ag mechanics, and horticulture. Give me a few examples of what these projects would be and what the students have learned by bringing them here.
Okay, well, let's start with mechanics. It's probably the most visible one around the building.
Yeah, big trailers everywhere.
Yeah, huge trailers. So that's the start, or the biggest projects that we do is the trailers and things like that. But it can get even smaller. There can be mechanics projects such as wooden tables or benches.
I saw a lamp back there, the
Yeah,
old pump handle.
yeah.
So kids getting creative in the shop too.
They get extremely creative with it, and you know, there's a lot of avenues for them to come in there, but you know, it teaches basic skills like how to measure, how to put things together square, how to weld, of course, how to use certain machinery and equipment inside of a shop. So there's a huge skill set there that we're able to provide to our students. And you move over to the horticulture side of it, and it's pretty wide ranging, you know, anywhere from flowers to vegetable crops. You know, in some of my classes, I will teach them how to do flower arrangements with
Silk and fresh?
Silk and fresh, it doesn't matter. We have classes for all that, and we also have classes for hanging baskets or even canning products. You know, some arts that are completely gone nowadays. So it depends on each student what we're able to do with them, and we try to individualize that per student.
So many may not understand that FFA is intracurricular. What does that mean, and how does the exhibits in the FFA building meet one of those goals?
Well, I'm an agriculture educator first. So I teach about agriculture and all the realms of that, but the FFA is a part of that. So that's the reason why it's called intracurricular. So we're able to take what we learn in the classroom and meet the standards that the state sets for us and what they feel like we should teach. And then we morph that into the showpiece, which is the FFA, that we're able to show the public exactly what we're learning in that classroom each and every day to translate it into what we can see on from our students, whether it's public speaking ability all the way to just being able to exhibit their exhibit here with the things that they have made or produced.
And leading to potentially a future career.
Oh, most definitely. Our hope is always that even if they don't go out and get a job directly tied to agriculture, they at least understand it, and they're more willing to be a part of it, whether it's on a small scale or they turn into farmers.
So, you know, this year the building is a little emptier than normal. We've all facing uphill battles. Kids were out of the classroom much earlier than planned. And then, so getting these projects completed was probably hard. What does it mean to still be able to be here at the fair this year and honor your kids?
Well, the kids got to finish. And so many things that happened this spring, they didn't get to finish it. They were left with a feeling of disappointment and all of that. So what we were able to do is get this into the fair. It is extremely important for kids' psychology to be able to finish things. And that's the main goal of this, is the students that we're able to finish, they still get the same experiences. Yeah, it's down a little bit. We understand why, but the ones that are here, we're proud of them. We're proud of the effort that they put in throughout this time that they had off, and it made it to where we're able to exhibit their stuff.